between St. Elizabeth and the Jamaica Defence Force in St. Elizabeth, where St. Elizabeth are 70 for 3, chasing 285 to win there. So they need 215 more runs from a minimum of 33 overs. So St. Elizabeth were going good at 42 without loss, and have lost 3 quick wickets. The man that did the damage yesterday for JDF, Leighton Leslie, he again has picked up 3 wickets so far for the Jamaica Defence Force, as St. Elizabeth are St. Elizabeth are 70 for 3. So they need a further 210 runs to win. So that's Brian moves in now to bowl to, and he defends on the outside. Now I want to play Corrigan cricket. This is All Island Jamaica cricket. This is like the highest level of cricket in the country. So players who play in this tournament, they represent Jamaica. I am not at that level. I'm just a media personnel here, just giving the coverage. So it doesn't matter to me which team win, as long as a team win, we get a result. So this is soon find out. Say defense. There's a chance to run out at the bowler's end. Oh, the return comes in badly. Sagada Bryan, the Jamaica fast bowler, is bowling from the northern end. McCarthy facing. all right, I hear you. Got a Brand and McCarthy tried to pull, and that one take him on the tie pod, and there's no run. So St. Elizabeth are 70 for 3, chasing 285. Very unlikely that they will get it, but Walters is very confident as the coach of St. Elizabeth that they can get it. And their captain more than likely will not bat. He got an injury yesterday, and a serious injury on his right, just above his right wrist. It's Gardner Bryan, the Jamaican fast bowler who played in this year's regional 4-day cricket tournament over the wicket. The ball to McCarthy, ball short, and McCarthy forced this down to mid-on, and the fielder runs off the long-on boundary. They got a single. So that's a no ball. So Gardner Bryan there overstepping there. Gardner Bryan just overstepping as he walks back to the top of his mark. You know, they're pressuring Gardner Bryan that he's bowling the no ball. He should not be bowling the no baller. So if you can hear it. As Bryan moves in now, begins his run up to the wicket, the bowl. He drive through the outside, it peels off the onside edge and run into the third man bunch for 4. So 4 more there too. Your mic up, boss? Your mic you up, you know? Yeah. You check it? Not yet. Okay. Bryan now moves in. Right arm over the wicket. The bowl to Bryan. Up to the wicket and bowl to Bryan. That beaten outside there, stumped through to the keeper. Just a good delivery there from Gardner Bryan, the Jamaican fast bowler. Yes, thank you, Merrick. Thank you. I was working on it. Are you seeing it better now? But I still, it's like one thing is sacrifice for another. I'm not able to span the entire field today, but at least when you're seeing the ball, you tend to enjoy the game more than when you're not seeing the ball. So thank you, Merrick. Working on it, work in progress as Gordon Bryant bowled to Brian, and Brian drives between mid-on and mid-wicket down to the boundary for 4. It goes into the boundary now, 4 more for Brian. And the score moves up to 79. 79 for 3 at the end of that Brian over. 79 for 3? Oh, sorry, 81 for 3. So it's 81 for 3. At the end of that Brian over. I'll try murder it. I'm gonna try. Trying to get this thing proper. Shot and pulled away into the boundary for 4. Shot. And he gets a single from that. So score now 86. 86 for 3. So St. Elizabeth is making a fist of this. I think Leighton.
No, spectator shot or batter.
Oh, I did not see. So left arm out of the spinner over the wicket. We'll pull this one down to mid wicket, the field and the mid wicket boundary field, and there's a single. So the score. So let's just watch this.
Hello, where you feel back here?
Is the young man here again? Oh, forward defense. There's no run. So St. Elizabeth chasing 285 to win there. 87 for 3. Bowl to McCarthy. McCarthy drives, can't beat the field at cover, and there's no run. The score remains at 285. So McCarthy. So St. Elizabeth is giving this a good fist. They're giving it a good fist. With a full toss, and he swings it down to the man and the long on boundary. Send the man to the come on. Send the man to the man.
Send the link in our group, man, so they can go and watch it.
Maki, what you want? You can talk to JDF physio and we'll help you. Come on, talk to the physio, man. We'll help you, man.
So Sanders bet 86 for 3 as McCarthy faced up to Gordon Bryan. So McCarthy faces up to Gordon Bryan, former Jamaica youth player. The present Jamaica senior when bowler down the leg side, the keeper collects wayward bowling from Gordon Bryan. He needs to attack the stump. He needs to pitch in front of him. He needs to show that he's a Jamaican fast bowler. They thought that he should have been in the Weeks Headley tournament, but he needs to show here now why he should be there. So needing 285 to win, St. Elizabeth now need less than 200. They are 86 for 3. They lost 2 wickets at the score and 42. As McCarthy seconds Bryan over the wicket, ball to McCarthy shot. He pulls and misses. It's a dangerous shot. Some heat and that through to the keeper, and there's no run.
Right, not here.
So Gordon Bryan now runs in from the northern end of the ground to bowl to McCarthy up to the wicket, ball to McCarthy short, and he pulls again and he misses. So he needs, maybe she needs to go through the offside instead of try pulling it. There's a run there from McCarthy. The score remains on 86 for 3. Effectively 86 for 5. Effectively 86 for 5. 90 for 5?
Call it 4 because anyone shoot him.
Okay.
One of them there.
Okay. Bryan to McCarthy, up ball to McCarthy on the back foot, try to pull this into the mid-wicket region. The fielder off the mid-wicket boundary runs in field and they're through for a single. 91 now for 3. So the left-handed Bryan comes in to strike. And Gordon Bryan switch to round the wicket. So let's see the field now. There's a slip. Let's see where Leslie going to first slip. So 2 slips. A gully, backward point, a cover, mid-on, straight mid-wicket and a fine leg. So that's the field for Bryan, left-handed Bryan as he seconds over the stump. Gordon Bryan round the wicket, ball short, and he just keeper failed to collect and it goes into the boundary for 4. So the score pushed 4 by. So the score pushed up now to 95 for 3. So the keeper failed to collect. Short ball. Keeper failed to collect.
He's a rat in semi-final, no? I remember it's a rat in semi-final. Shot man them. I'm Pete. Orient.
So 95. So this was that 95 for 3 as Gordon Bryan makes his way in round the wicket, ball to Bryan up and Bryan drives straight to the man at cover is out. Simple catch. He just lob it to the man at cover. Simple catch. JDF got the wicket. And so Bryan gone. So the score now moves up to 95 for 4. That's a simple catch. Shot up dismissal, soft dismissal, ball pitched up. He just come on the front foot and just lob it to the man at cover as if he's boring. So there goes the 4th wicket for St. Elizabeth. They are 95 for 4 and JDF is large and in control at this stage. So Bryan out caught for 17. They're 95 for 4. Caught by Manning with a left arm orthodox spinner. Will be bowling from this end. So Manning bowling his left arm orthodox spin for this end. He was the one who took the catch just now. So Bryan, when caught at cover by Manning off the bowling of Gordon Bryan for 17, and St. Elizabeth at this stage are 95 for 4, chasing 285 to win. They need another 190 runs to win, but they are far, far from that target. So the left arm orthodox spinner is around the wicket to bowl to McCarthy down the leg side. He sweeps and he misses. Keeper fails to collect. Sorry about that. So let's look at McCarthy. So JDF is large and in control here at the Manleon Cricket Stadium in St. Elizabeth. Round the wicket, bowl to McCarthy, and McCarthy swings high, straight to Leslie, through Leslie Hand, 6 runs. Through Leslie Hand. The man with probably the most torque on this JDF field dropped it through his hand. Simple catch, straightforward catch, and he just put down the dolly. For the first time in the match, he's quiet. So Leslie's quiet for the first time in the match. Simple, straightforward catch, a dolly, and it went for 6. So 101 for 4. Ball to McCarthy, short, and he pulls this down to mid-wicket. The man on the mid-wicket boundary field, and another single. The score moves up to 102 now for 4. So St. Elizabeth really making a fist of this. All-Ireland Cricket Finals at the Manleon Cricket Stadium in St. Elizabeth. The left-arm orthodox spinner is going round the wicket now. He'll be bowling to the new batsman, Curtis. Left arm round the wicket. Ball to Curtis, and Curtis swings this high in the air, 6 runs. It's Brown. It's Brown. What I think is as Curtis is Brown. I haven't seen a meat like Curtis. I thought it was it's Tala.
Man in our gear, because man in our gear is up.
Eh? So Manning, so Brown hitting that for 6. The score now moves up to 108. 108 for 4. And Brown looked dangerous. 108 for 4. This probably will have to get rid of him, else JDF will be in trouble. As Manning up to the wicket, ball to Brown, full toss, and he swings this again in the gap, 4 more. So Manning is not finding his line and length here, and Brown is capitalizing as he pushed up the score to 112 for 4. So Brown is on 10 from 2 deliveries. The score is 112 for 4. So Manning, the left-arm orthodox spinner, has been taken to the cleaners here by Brown. Let's see what will happen. So 2, 6 and a 4 so far out of the over. Manning again bowled to Brown, and Brown defends back down the pitch to the bowler who fields and made the delivery. So that's the end of the over. 112 for 4 at the end of the over.
112.
Eh? 112 for 4. So Brian will continue from the northern end. A slip. We'll be bowling to McCarthy. 1 slip, a third man, a backward point, a cover, mid-off, a long on the boundary. A mid-wicket on the boundary, backward, a square leg on the boundary, and a fine leg on the boundary. The short ball tactics is being used. Gordon Bryan, the national pacer, bowl to McCarthy, short again. He pulls and misses again above his shoulder. You know, the short coming in that the batsman is blind. I think he needs to step away and open up the offside field and hit it over backward point instead of trying to pull it. That's it. That's what I think he should do. Step away, open up the outside field and hit it over point. Exactly. That's what I think he should do. So then realize that they are pushing a man back now and the backward square leg boundary. And the backward point, sorry, backward point boundary. As Brian in again bowled short, he tried to pull this, he missed time, it took him on the gloves and the ball just rolled down to backward square leg. The keeper runs from behind the stump, picks up, and they are through for a single. The score moves up to 113, and McCarthy continued to flash his hand. So Gordon Bryan, the national pacer, working up some steam here now. So JDF looking to win this match. 113 for 3. So let's see what Brown will do now. The same field remain, but the backward point is off the boundary. It's at a orthodox backward point. As God bowled, it hit the top edge and it just lobbed to where Gully would have been. So he tried to pull that one and it just lobbed to where Gully would have been. And Gordon Bryan stand in the middle of the pitch. No one could have catched that. No fielder was there. It just lobbed. And that was a better directed bouncer by Gordon Bryan. So JDF using the short pitch delivery. This is high quality cricket at the Manley and Cricket Park in St. Elizabeth, where St. Elizabeth is chasing 285 to win. There are 113 for 4. No doubt JDF is in the upper hand and is cruising to the semi-finals of the All-Ireland Cricket Competition. This St. Elizabeth team beat JDF last year in the final of the T20 competition. So this is sweet revenge for the JDF, who have won first innings point. Brian over the wicket, bowl to Brown, and that one again blobbed at the field. The bowler was unable to reach it. So again, he tried to pull it again. It went high in the air, but again, he just finding the gap. No one was close enough to take the catch. That's another good shot ball. So, I'm looking for a Yorker now. Brian is going to pitch up this one. He's going to fire in a Yorker. Let's see, Brian bowl. Yes, he did, but the batsman was aware and he clipped it away down to mid-wicket. Oh my God, I just know that he was going to try for the Yorker. Well done, Brian. But the batsman was waiting for it. The batsman was thinking about it too. That's a good deal. So, this is good. This is good from St. Elizabeth. Gordon Bryan passes the ball from Antoine, looks up and see there's adjustment in the field as the long on is coming to an orthodox mid-on position. It's Brown second, and he sees that the national fast bowler running away from the Monroe end of the field up to the wicket and bowl to Brown down the leg side, looking to turn it, misses, and the keeper runs to his left from behind the stump and field, and that's the end of the over. The end of the over. At the end of the over, 115 for 4. 6 over to win. 115, so 170.
Morning. They said in our group, say if you come down with the cricket ball. They say if you come down with the cricket ball in our group.
Bucket, we still want 6 and over.
6 over, same way.
I said if you come down with the cricket ball.
Yeah. Watching it that.
Yeah. If you come down with the cricket ball.
Some man into bowl. Some man in the left arm orthodox spin around the wicket to bowl, to pull that in the air. Leslie again, and it beat Leslie into the boundary again for 4. So he wasn't in control of that. He was trying to swing that over the onside, but it balloons high over the offside and it goes into the wideish long off boundary for 4. Leslie, I don't think he could have given a better effort there, but probably after getting 10 wickets in the match, he's a bit tired and making 40 in the first innings. As bowl to McCarthy short, and this one I think high in the air, it's gone for another 6. It's another 6, and they are taking him out here. McCarthy is taking
Try!
to middle now.
Try!
So that's 125. 125. And for the first time in this match, the Jamaica Defence Force is nervous. The umpire is looking at the ball for the first time in this match. So that's another 6. For the first time in this match, the Jamaica Defence Force is nervous. It's middle up to bowl to McCarthy. Shot, and this one hits straight. It will go into the boundary. No, Leslie finally feel the ball on the boundary. And so that's 50. That's 50 for McCarthy. McCarthy is on 50.
Start again.
50 for McCarthy. That's a good 50 for McCarthy. McCarthy is on 50. So Brown is facing now to bowl. Face up the middle of Brown. Bowled him. He's bowled down, simple as that, bowled down, and St. Elizabeth lost their 5th wicket. Simple as that is bowled. Yes. You got to live out of the over already. You got to live out of the over already. Yeah? Yes.
Lobby. Let's go down on the squad.
126. How much Brown?
I see you recording.
11. 11 Brown. 1614 and a single with lab.
Yeah, powerful.
Yeah. So 126 for 5. So Simpson, Lennox Simpson is the new batsman. So McCarthy is on 50. Simpson is the new batsman. 126 for 5. So despite that flurry, JDF is large and in charge. It's just left to see whether the St. Elizabeth captain will be batting. He got an injury yesterday. Got an injury yesterday as Milner polishes the ball away. And it's fun to bowl. It's going to bowl up to the wicket, bowl to Simpson, and Simpson covers up. Just leave the ball alone outside the off-stump. Sorry about that. He just leaves the ball alone outside the off-stump. So watch the field. One slip, a backward point, extra cover, sweep on the boundary, a long off on the boundary, a long on at the boundary, mid-wicket. As Miller bowl to Simpson. Simpson hit the ball in the inside the field off the mid-wicket boundary, comes in. And it's a single, so 127. So 127 for 5 at the end of the over. Welcome to the show, Atina. This is a Jamaica All-Island Cricket Competition match. This is the quarter-final stage where the Jamaica Defence Force is playing against St. Elizabeth Parish. So St. Elizabeth needing 285 to win. They are now 126 for 5. It's the final session. It's a 2-day match. In the first innings, JDF made 114. They bowled out St. Elizabeth for 63. So St. Elizabeth has effectively doubled their score from the first innings. They are looking for 285 to win. They are 126 for 5. And it's very unlikely that Carl Wright will bat, or their captain, Ebanks. Carl Wright is missing in action, and Ebanks got an injury yesterday. Left to see if he will bat. So this is Gordon Bryan, the Jamaican fast bowler, up to the wicket and bowl to Lennox Simpson. The keeper failed to collect, and it goes into the boundary for 4. 130 for 5. Down the leg side. Keeper was unable to collect, and it goes into the boundary.
score, Dobby?
130 for 5. 131. 131 for 5. So Brian turns in the distance, begins to move now. To bowl to Simpson, bowl to Simpson. Simpson covers up. There's no run.
Watch the ball, see the ball.
Solid defensive
Two
job.
for Andrew and two for Castillo.
Don't take your yeah, five ball. And back deep up in your crease. Deep up in your crease. Like watch the ball.
So please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. It's free to subscribe and you only click once to subscribe. So please click on that subscribe button as God Brand polishes away. Begins now to move in to Lennox Simpson. Brian over the wicket, ball to Simpson. That one is short and he guides that between the first slip and backward point down to the field on the third man boundary. And there's a single there and the score pushed up to 132 for 5. There are links in the video description for Loomis Arts. So if you need arts for your own beautiful paintings, you just click that link for Loomis Arts. There are also links for Dream Paris shoes. Walk in style and comfort with the latest and most trendy shoes from Dream Paris. Also in the video description is LT Pets. So if your pets need anything, as we watch, Brand passes the umpire and bowl to, that's a stiff bouncer to McCarthy, and McCarthy played it where he took the right hand off the bat and guided it down to the man at backward point. So LT Pets. So if you need pet supply, you can just click on the links for LT Pets. Also, Mother's Day is coming up, and if you want to buy like jewelries or flowers for your mother or for that favorite person, that lady in your life or the ladies in your life, click on those links in the video description. Aqua Rosa fresh farm flowers delivered straight from the farm, next day delivery, and also Gabriel and Co. jewelry. Those links are in the video description. Let's watch Brand now as he runs into bowl to McCarthy. McCarthy, that short delivery, and McCarthy defends. He rides that very well, taking the right hand off the bat again. So well played by McCarthy. So Brand using the short ball tactics. Is he ready for the Yorker now? Is it time for the Yorker? As he walks away back to the top of his mark. Back to the top of his mark. As he runs in now, makes his way, begins to move in into bowl to McCarthy. Bowls on that one shot, it pulls and it peeled off over the top of backward point, down to the third man boundary. Dennis on the third man boundary never have a chance, and it goes into the boundary. 4 more from McCarthy. 136. So at the end of the over, the score is 136 for 5.
No, for that yesterday, man. 51, you know.
51?
Yeah?
A Miller go continue?
Man.
Manning. Oh, Manning High School. So Manning, the left arm orthodox spinner. The ball to Lennox Simpson, the fence back down the pitch to Manning. So Manning. Left arm orthodox around the wicket to bowl to Lennox Simpson. Simpson full toss, he dipped it high and hard. 6 more runs. 6 more runs, Manning. Another 6.
Yo, bro.
Batsman calling for another 6. So looking for a change of that. So this is live quarter-final action from the Monday Park Cricket Park in St. Elizabeth, where the Jamaica Defence Force, they are taking on St. Elizabeth in the 4th quarter-final match in this tournament. So they're 142.
Come down with the ball, man. Come down with the ball.
142 for 5, chasing 285. So they're halfway there, but they have lost off the number of batsmen. There's a change. So there's a batsman changing his bat. Senton beat Westmoreland.
seemed like St. Andrew got back up to after tea.
But I've gotten first innings. And
St. Andrew got back 290 at
290 at the lead. So you could say Senton gone through to the semi. Kingston and St. Catherine Cricket Club. So the other three semi-finalists as of now. So this is a final match to be determined. The other three semi-finalists as of now will be playing next week. St. Catherine Cricket Club and Kingston Cricket Club. That's a team of Kingston Cricket Club is a team of Brandon King as manning over the wicket and miss pull, and let's see what will happen. Catch taken, 6 wicket down. Lennox Simmons goes and Manning took another wicket. So Anderson took the catch on the mid-wicket boundary. That one popped up on him. He was in no control of it, and St. Elizabeth have lost here. 6 wickets. JDF is large and in charge. Must Curtis that now? Curtis that. That's Curtis now.
One 142. 142.
Eight at 6. 168.
142, halfway there.
Curtis is the new batsman now. So Davis Curtis, the left-handed batsman now. He will be facing Manning, who was now switched over the wickets, and the left-arm spinner. I've got 2 wickets. He has not bowled well, but he has gotten 2 wickets. So we're bowling to Curtis, David Curtis. So over the wicket, bowl to David Curtis, who tried to cut that, got the under edge, and it bounced through to the fielder at first slip. So there's a slip, there's a cover, extra cover, long off, long on, mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket, backward square leg and a short mid-wicket and a leg slip bowl to Curtis, and Curtis looking to swing that away, got the inside portion of the bat, and it runs down to the man and the backward square leg boundary. On the arm, the return to the keeper, and at the end of the over, St. Elizabeth chasing 285 to win their 143 for 6. Changes bat and got out. So Gardner Bryant continues from the northern end of the ground. So JDF, they have 2 slipper gully, backward point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, and a man on the fine leg boundary. So 2 slipper gully, backward point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, a straight mid-wicket, and a man on the fine leg boundary. So it's a 6-3 field. As Gardner makes his way in around the wicket, over to Dave Curtis, who clipped this away through mid-wicket. They're gone for 1. They feel that mid-wicket gives chase. He gathered in now and they are back for the second. The return comes in at the keeper head. Poor return, but they are through for the second. The Cinders were pushed up to 142 for 6. So that was clipped away by Dave Curtis through mid-wicket, and they got 2. 144 for 6. Brian at the top of his mark, and Leslie moves from first slip going toward forward square. He's going to the right of the umpire. Yes, he's going forward a square, almost as if there's two mid wickets. A straight one and a square. One straight and one square. Two mid wickets as God around the wicket ball to Dave Curtis, who leaves alone. That could leave that over the top of the stump. He just lift his arm and allow it to pass through. And the score remained at 144 for 6. So the other three semi-finals, as it appears to be this time, and it seems like JDF is going to be the fourth semi-finalist. But at this time, the three semi-finalists in the Jamaica All-Ireland Cricket Competition will be St. Anne, Kingston, and St. Catherine Cricket Club. St. Catherine Cricket Club is different from St. Catherine Parish, as God around the wicket Bryant, that is around the wicket bowl to Curtis, a bumper, he ducks, and it goes through to the keeper on the bounce. The keeper didn't collect on the first attempt, but he gathers it. Oh gosh, what's the... JDF searching for the win here. St. Elizabeth putting up a much better showing against this very lethal attack. JDF as Brian round the wicket ball to Dave Curtis. He hedged but dropped short of the field at first slip. That's Tevin Gilzine, the Jamaica opening batsman, who dived to his left and field, and no damage done. So the edge found, but it was short of Tevin Gilzine at first slip. So Brian walked back to the top of his mark. Bright sunshine in the evening in St. Elizabeth here, as God Brian looks up and see that Dave Curtis is ready. He's round the wicket, bowl to Curtis, and Curtis trying to leave that one alone, but a good feeling here at gully. The man dived to his right and plucked that one half the bounce, and there's no run. Good feeling again. Curtis edge been found. What do you feel that gully here? Yeah, that's a good save there by O'Shane Williams at gully. O'Shane Williams got a game for Jamaica this year. Name just sound familiar. He made a lot of runs. Why the name sound familiar? Oh, maybe because so many Williams in the Jamaica team. Brian around the wicket ball to Dave Curtis. Curtis defends along the offside of the pitch. So that's the end of the over. The end of the over. The end of the over. The score is 145 for 6. Need another 130. Yet? 140. Oh, 45.
Come down with the bar, man. Come down with the bar.
140 from 24.
Okay. You want to have 40 runs from 25 overs at least.
25 over.
24 the ones and 24 the squad.
Make your calculation.
So McCarthy to face up the Manning, the left arm orthodox spinner, who have gotten 2 wickets, but have not bowled particularly up to the wicket and bowled to McCarthy short, and he pulls this high and hard, 6 runs over mid wicket. Another 6 by McCarthy. One bad over can lose this match, you know. Yeah? Should he get 36 out of the over? Hey.
It just means that we
Need another 104.
It just means that we're dropping out of purple patch, but what if we manage to come back with 2 good over?
Well,
True.
Add 2 wickets to it. Add 2 wickets to it. So Manning got 2 wickets, but he has not been bowling particularly well. And those 2 wickets were very soft dismissals. McCarthy, Seckers, and see the left arm orthodox spin around the wicket ball. He pitched up and hit it down to long on. And Tevin Gilzine, 4 runs. 4 runs. 4 runs. 4 runs. And Gilzine there touching on the boundary. It's 4 runs. 4 runs. Yes. Here's the evidence, young man. The evidence is here. You can look at it when you finish. Yes, yeah, man. So 10 from 2 deliveries. Clearly touchdowns. As Gilzine as Manning to bowl to Cardi. McCarthy tries to swing this away. This gone down to fine like there's no feeler in that direction. Another 4. So 14 runs off 3 balls in this over so far. So they are moving from, they're now pushed on to 159 for 6. So Manning again is bowling another expensive over. Another expensive over by Manning as St. Elizabeth is making a fist of this. 159 for 6. So McCarthy should be close to 70 by this time. As Manning again, left arm, round the wicket, ball to McCarthy, swings and the keeper failed to stump. Oh, the keeper failed to stump there. Keeper failed to stump. A golden opportunity to get McCarthy, and the keeper failed to stump. So 159 for 6. Keeper failed to stump there. He swings it along the ground. The fielder at mid-wicket, that's Brown field, and there's just a single pushed up to 160. So 160 for 6. Needed another 125 to win. 15 out of the over so far. 15 out of the over, right? Yeah. 160. So Manning switched to over the wicket to bowl to Brown, and Brown defends, and they go through for a quick single. That's Brown to Curtis. That's Dave Curtis who defends, and they go through for a quick single. So at the end of the over, 23 overs remaining. St. Elizabeth chasing 285 to win. They are 162 for 6. So McCarthy is on 69. Will he be able to get over a century? Even if St. Elizabeth does win this match, McCarthy should be looking to get a 100. Was that a good single that McCarthy took just now? So Gardner Bryan now with a ring field. Those 2 mid-wickets, that mid-off as Gardner Bryan round the wicket, ball to Brown, and Brown eases down to the field at backward point, just looking in the face of the bat. And there is Gardner Bryan a marathon spell since the tea break. So let's look at the field that they have for Dave Curtis. Gardner Bryan is operating round the wicket from the northern end of the ground. That is the end towards the junction community, the end with the mountain behind it. As he runs it now towards Dave Curtis, short, he flashes outside the half stump and misses. That one kept low. That one kept very low. It didn't bounce as much as Curtis expected it. So there's a slip, a gully, backward point, a cover, mid-off, mid-on, 2 mid-wicket. A very straight mid-wicket and then a square mid-wicket. And on the long leg boundary is Andre Dennis, who got 3 wickets in the first innings. Now, 161 for 6. Dennis runs in now. To bowl to Dave Curtis and drives through the covers. Let's see what will happen here. If it's a bit slow, they gave chase. They're gone for 1, then they're back for the second. 163 for 6. So this is Curtis coming onto the front foot and drive, open up the face of the bat, and it goes between cover and backward point and runs out towards the cover boundary, and it was pulled in by Manning. So they are following the ball a little here. Curtis whipped one through mid-wicket, they put in another mid-wicket. Now that he drove one through the covers, they put in an extra cover and bring the cover round to his right. So the backward point of cover Extra cover in the middle of the bowl to Curtis defends into the offside and there's no run. The fielder misfield, man in misfield and they go through for a single. Man in misfield and they go through for a single. The ball went straight to man and he's not having a good day despite picking up those 2 wickets. That's a 1-6 too much, I know. 164, thank you. 164. So Sanders is creeping closer to this target. McCarthy, who's on 69, is back on strike. Should be looking for 100. The field spreading a little. So there's a slip. A third man. Backward point is on the boundary. Third man is on the boundary. Cover. A mid-off. Long on the boundary. Deep mid-wicket. Backward square leg and a long leg on the boundary. Bowl to him. Edges out the outside. Looking to force that through the offside. But it peeled off the outside edge of the bat and run down to third man where they got a singer. And so the score pushed up to 165. So McCarthy is now on 70. As Dave Curtis is back into strike and the field comes back in now. So we see here they're pushing Manning around. They have no confidence in Manning. He got 2 wickets, he took a catch, but he's low on confidence. He has not bowled particularly well. So let's watch this field. A slipper, gully, backward point, cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, straight, mid-wicket, and Dennis on the fine leg boundary. Brian is going to, they're asking the extra cover to come shorter. He's almost at a catching cover. As Gardner Bryan makes his way round the wicket, ball to Dave Curtis, and that one lifted outside the half stump. He just dropped the wrist and allowed it to go through to the keeper. And at the end of the over, the score is 165. Catching CC versus JDF and Kingston versus St. Anne.
2 spin twins. But
so Andre Dennis will continue now from the southern end, replacing Manning. So the Andre Dennis will be replacing Manning from the southern end of the ground. So McCarthy, who is on 70. Faces up to Andre McCarthy, not Andre Dennis. So McCarthy to face up to Dennis. So Dennis has replaced Manning. He will be moving in from the southern end of the ground with the C behind him. Passes the umpire and ball to McCarthy outside the half stump wide. The keeper comes across field to collect the ball, run down to third man and through for a single. So they are now moved up to 167. That by make 166 or make 167? Okay. 166. So let's watch this field as Dave Curtis, the left-hander, is coming to strike now to face up to McCarthy, who is going to go round the wicket. So yes, Andre Dennis chooses to go round the wicket to the left-handed McCarthy. Let's look at this field. It's a 6-3 field. There's one slip, there's a gully, backward point, a cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, a straight mid-wicket and a fine leg. As Andre Dennis runs in now, passes the way up to the wicket and go to Dave Curtis, who look to turn that ball into the outside. It comes off the tie and runs down to the field on the fine leg boundary, and they got another leg by. So leg by signal by the umpire, the umpire signal and the leg by. And St. Elizabeth pushed up now to 167 for 6. Chasing 285. Dennis now is going to go round the wicket to McCarthy. And when McCarthy is on strike, the field spread a little. So let's look at the onside field. There are 4 fielders on the onside. There are a fine leg, a backward square leg, a mid-wicket and a long on all on the boundary. There's a long off, there's a mid-off halfway to the boundary, extra cover, backward point, a slipped on a man and the cover backward point boundary as Andre Dennis over the wicket, ball to McCarthy, who looks to cut and beaten outside the half stump through to the keeper, and there's a scream for the batsman of oh, that was there for the cut shot. Young man, how are you doing?
Calm down, Marky, calm down, calm down.
So please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. It's free to subscribe and you click on the once. We'll continue to bring you local cricket and tune into our commentary show. We hold no bars. As Dennis passes the umpire, ball to McCarthy outside the half stump again, and that one rising, he looks to cut again, but the beating for the bumps there as he cut under that one. That one was outside the half stump. It was rising steeply. McCarthy looking to clip. Yes, saying that it was a no ball. Let's hear now. I won't call the name. I won't call the name. Tell me why it's a no ball. Yes, yes. Yes. Okay, all right. Dennis runs in, he passes the umpire up to the way and ball to McCarthy again. That one was high, he's trying to pull. That was, and that's a no ball. The umpire signaled a no ball there. Probably that was too high. So this competition is not. It's a no ball and height. If the ball bunks over the batsman's head and the umpire believes that it is too high, it's not a wide, it's a no ball. That's what in this competition it is called a no ball. So that's a competition rule, not the ICC rule, but the competition rule. Yes. So if it is too high, it is not called wide, it is called no ball. That's the JCA competition rule as Andre Dennis passes the umpire ball to McCarthy again outside. He has some flashes and he misses. McCarthy is on 70, looking to get a century for St. Elizabeth in this tournament. Why did you say it was a no ball now? Because I was concentrating on. Okay. So the reason why I was saying it was a no ball was that one of the fielder was behind the boundary. As Andre Dennis passes the umpire up to the wicket, ball to McCarthy. McCarthy cuts down to the man and the backward point boundary, and they threw for a single. He pushed it up to 71. So the score is 71. So at the end of the over, McCarthy is on 71. Dave Curtis is on how many? And the score? 69. So McCarthy is on 71. Dave Curtis is on 7. St. Elizabeth 169 for 6. With 21, minimum of 21 overs remaining in the day's play. So they need another 16 runs. 116 runs from 21 overs. Just over 5 runs per over.
Drinks Jaden! Go tell him if it's
So Gordon Bryan will continue from the northern end. So the field is wide. Just let's look at the field for Gordon Bryan. So there's a man on the who's coming in now. He's running in off the long on boundary. There's a deep mid wicket. There's a man on the backward square leg boundary, and there's a fine leg. That is Leighton Levy, who has gotten 5 wickets, 10 wickets so far in the match. So Dennis polishes away. The offside, there's a third man as we watch Brian, who begins to move in now. We'll be bowling to McCarthy, bowl to McCarthy, and McCarthy looks to with that through the inside. It comes in and it hit him just above, just in that tummy section of the body, and there's no run. So Dennis followed him there. He was giving himself room. Andre Dennis walk back to the top of his mountain. Begins to run in now. Well, he starts to run in. Andre Dennis begins to move in as McCarthy seconds. Andre round the wicket, ball to him, and that one topped him up, but he played it well. He slapped at the right hand and the bat and guided it down to third man for a single, and he moves up to 71. So the score pushed up to 170. 170 for 6. So this is not bad from St. Elizabeth. Another 115 to win. A minimum of 20.2 overs. So let's look at the field here. 20.4. So let's look at the field here for Dave Curtis. As he switched to over the wicket. So there's a slip the gully. I told you the field as Brian over the wicket, ball to Curtis. That's a bumper shot delivery. The batsman ducks and it's through to the keeper who took it at his shoes lace and there's no run. So there's now a forward short leg and a fine leg. A mid-on. So those are the three fielders on the onside. Forward short leg, a mid-on, and a fine leg. We have a mid-off, extra cover. Very short cover in a catching position, you could say. As the left-handed Dave Curtis seconds over his batters. Brian moves in bowl to him and he defends it into the offside and they're through for a single. Somehow the ball goes into the gap. That's forward of point and they got a single. So the field will spread again for Andre McCarthy. The score pushed up now to 171 for 6. 20 overs remaining after this one. 2 deliveries to come in this over. So he will go around the wicket. He will be going around the wicket now to McCarthy. The right-handed McCarthy. Let's look at the field for McCarthy. You have a forward short leg and a mid-on. Then you have a deep mid-wicket on the boundary, a deep square leg and a long leg. Third man and backward points all to the boundary. Brian bowl to McCarthy and McCarthy covers up and defends the ball into the offside off the back foot. So the drinks break is 1 delivery away. 20 overs. St. Elizabeth will need 20 overs. Dave Curtis is on 8. McCarthy on 71. Brian, the Jamaican fast bowler, round the wicket to bowl to McCarthy, pitched up and he eased the ball into the offside and they go through for a single. So 1 more to McCarthy. So at the end of the over, the score is 172. McCarthy is on 73 and Curtis is on 8. The drinks break. We'll be back with you shortly.
130. Yeah. Interested. Wire.
Okay.
At the wicket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only if my party on the rasta today.
Yeah.
Yo. You don't buy them for please.
Which one?
I want to have faster.
All right. Don't give me a score.
140.
We need 150 now. 120.
130. We need 130.
113 need from 20 overs. Minimum 20 overs, 113. The only challenge here is that the 2 man where might not bat. Yes, got 2 hours done.
Joseph! Come on, this one. Come on, man. Joseph! Curtis! Oh.
The match I reached that stage where if you have bring a last spinner and all, you go and bad over. One bad over team, you know, you don't think one bad over team.
Yeah, but one bad over in a blue one, one team.
Yeah, but I saw a game, but still, you know. So welcome back to the Manly On Cricket Park in South St. Elizabeth, with St. Elizabeth chasing 285 to win. They are 172 for 6. A minimum of 20 overs remained in the day's play. So there's a change in bowling. This looks like Dali. Is Dali that? Daly. So Daly, the right-arm off-spinner, will be bowling from the C end. He's a captain of the Jamaica Defence Force team. He'll be bowling from the southern end of the ground with the C behind him. McCarthy, who's on 73, is going to take strike. So there's a slip. As usual, there are 4 fielders on the leg side boundary from backward of square, a square mid-wicket, a straight mid-wicket, and a long on, all on the boundary, on the onside. And there's a long off on the boundary, so let's see, right arm, Daly, round the wicket to bowl to McCarthy outside the half stump. That one drifts. That one drifts, and poor cricket there from the keeper, who didn't look where he was looking and just throw the ball and break the stump at the non-striker end. So the right arm Daly will go bowling to McCarthy. Right arm off spinner. Well, right arm slow bowler, because that one just did not turn, it just drifted away. So Daly, round the wicket, bowl to McCarthy. McCarthy defends, ease the ball into the offside, just open up the face of the bat, and he moves on to 74. And the score moves up now to 173 for 6. So Curtis is on strike, and the field is coming in. So the left hand, this Curtis is coming in. So the man on the backward square leg boundary is now coming to backward point. There's a slip. Long off is coming to mid off. Long on is coming to mid on. So the only 2 fielders out, 3 fielders out. That's the backward of square leg, the mid wicket and the cover. There's a closing. So here is Daly round the wicket to bowl to the pad, and the umpire said not out. Not out. Not out. So the score remains on 173 for 6. So McCarthy's on 74. Dave Curtis is on 8. McCarthy on 74, Dave Curtis on 8. 173 for 6. The batsmen talk to each other. That one was very, very close. What do you think? Murdered, what do you think? That looks very close. Daly round the wicket to bowl and to Dave Curtis, who defends down the inside of the pitch, and there's no run. So here is Daly round the wicket, ball short outside there. So the batsman looked to cut, he mistime it. He got the bottom portion of the bat and goes to the man at backward point, and there's no run. 173 for 6. Daly to Dave Curtis, short, and he looks to dab this into the offside, and there's no run. So at the end of the over, 19 overs remained in the day's play. St. Elizabeth 173 for 6, chasing 285 to win. Brian, I bowl a marathon spell today.
Yes, marathon and go against Kingston.
Yeah?
Single-handedly 9 wickets with 20 yards.
Wow.
I'm going to talk about the match, you know.
1 innings?
9 innings.
Wow.
Me number, pin up point number.
I know.
Yeah.
876 579 32.
Hello.
So Brian, around the wicket, we're bowling to McCarthy, and that one, it's trying to pull, and that one took him on the body. He's trying to pull. So Brian here, the guard Brian working up some steam here. So McCarthy trying to pull that one and took him on the body. He walks back to his mark. Let's look at the field for McCarthy. Brian bowling to McCarthy. So there's a third man. There's a backward point who is 10 meters in from the boundary. There's a cover, mid-off, mid-on, forward short leg, mid-wicket on the boundary. As Brian round the wicket bowled, he had to look to clip that through the inside. He looked to get the bottom edge but didn't carry through to the keeper. So, very interesting delivery there. It bounced before the keeper. So there's a deep mid-wicket, a backward square leg on the boundary, a long leg. You couldn't say a fine leg because it's rather square. You have a third man on the boundary, a backward point, 5 meters in from the boundary, and then you have the forward short leg. You have the mid-on, the mid-off, the man at cover, mid-on, and a man at cover as Gardner makes his way now to bowl to McCarthy, up to the wicket and bowl to McCarthy. McCarthy looking to cut that one. He got the bottom edge and it bounced over the stump to the keeper. You know, so Brian there having a word with McCarthy. McCarthy, you know, elbow cocked off as if he has boil under his arm and stared back at Brian. And Brian turns and walks back to his mark. Getting very, very interesting here. It's very, very interesting here. As McCarthy survey the field. And there's some chirping now coming from the Jamaica Defence Force. So McCarthy is on 74. 173 for 6. Brian round the wicket, ball short, and he pulls that down to the man on the backward square leg boundary. One bounce, and they're through for a singer. It was flat. It didn't. He had some control. It was flat. It was not going to carry. They dropped well short of him. And although Brian stand in the middle of the pitch, hand akimbo, that was never a chance. It didn't balloon, it went flat and it went to ground fairly quickly, probably dropped 10 meters in front of the field and the backward square leg boundary. So McCarthy pushed up now to 75. The score moves up to 174 for 6. Curtis, who is on 8, comes into strike. And the field changes for Curtis as only the fine leg is on the boundary. So it's a ring field. There's a 6-3 field from mid-off right on to first slip. Got the Brian over the wicket bowl to Curtis, who opens the face of the bat and guide it between to the left, to the right of gully for 4 down to the third man boundary. And the score now pushed up to 178. So Curtis moves on to 12. Curtis is on 12. McCarthy is on 75. 178 for 6. 178 for 6. They still need 3 figures to win. Then once this goes, if these two batsmen are still batting when it goes below 3 figures, then it will become very interesting. It could become very interesting here. 18 overs remaining after this one. So Gardner Bryan. Gardner Bryan. 178 for 6. Gardner Bryan, the final delivery of the over. After this 18 remaining, Gardner Bryan over the wicket ball to Curtis, and Curtis defends open the face of the bat down to backward point. He can't stop the singer, and it moves up now to 179. So at the end of the over, St. Elizabeth chasing 285 to win our 179 for 6. Curtis is on 13 and McCarthy is on 75.
What's the number going on?
Eh? Oh, 579-3377.
579-3377.
Pin up, sir. Yeah. 179 for 6. Curtis and 13 to face up to Daly, the JDF captain, the right arm slow bowler. Straight like a harrow. Daly round the wicket bowl to Curtis, who dabbed this into the inside, and they are through for a single. 180 now. So Curtis pushed up to 14. 180 for 6. McCarthy and 75. And the agitation now. There's a little agitation among the Jamaica Defence Force supporters. This match is not being played at camp. It would be a very different atmosphere. It would be a very intimidating atmosphere if it was being played at camp. I experienced it myself so many times back in the days. Slide away. Ball to McCarthy. McCarthy just eased that one down to backward point on the boundary for a single. Check something for me now. Somebody called me a while ago. Someone to see if the audio is still going through. Because the call coming, stop the audio from going through. No, the appeal is out. No, umpire said not out. Umpire said not out. Some of the fielders. Oh, it was a loud appeal. Yeah, I saw the audio. Yeah? No. Yeah, that's what we have to check the audio. Most of the time the audio. So then if we restart. So there's.
Don't make it the fun.
You see only person watching. You see only person watching anything, man?
How much I watch?
You don't see? I'm never going to restart the thing. All right, there's a technical issue and the feed is not coming. Tell me, you see it better? Are you seeing it better? Wow. So there's a technical issue and I'd have to stop the stream and then restart the stream. So I'll be back with you in about 5 minutes to see the closing of the closing portion of the match. I apologize for that. I'm sorry for about that, but I'll be back with you in about 5 to 10 minutes. Thank you all.